Welcome to another Big Jimny video. And we're actually making another video about installing a radio. Quite how we got here so soon after fitting the last video, which you can see here, the radio fitted in this one, all comes down to the fact that during this video you would have seen us discussing the fact that the radio rattles and shakes a little bit in its mount. Now by the end of the video I'd got it to a point which I quite liked it, and I wasn't really troubled by any of the very minor noises it made. But James, whose car this is and who it's installed in, that he still has a problem and has said no, it's annoying to him to hear it in some of the rough roads around here and on some of the various surfaces. So we have been looking around for a change. In the meantime, a distributor of radios in the UK has got in contact with me and offered 2 radios for loan use for evaluation. So full disclosure, we've been given 2 radios free of charge. Now we don't get to keep these. Obviously we will either buy them or return them if we like them. So part of this evaluation is a personal evaluation as to whether we actually like the radios for our own use. But equally, as they are a distributor, then if we do like the radios, then they may well appear for sale in the Big Jimny store, in which case there'll be a link in the description below. So let's get on with the video and start looking at what these 2 radios are like. As you can see, these 2 radios are both from the Extrons range. These are custom made for the distributor. He specified them. This one here is from the ID range of Extrons, and the other one here is from the PX range of Extrons. The difference being the sort of specification. One is an entry level specification and the other is a more high level specification, primarily around the sensors. The reason why we are changing away from this one is a nice floating screen kind of arrangement, which is very modern looking. Certainly if you've got one of the modern electric vehicles, Tesla or something like that, you've seen the floating screens in those. But of course the issue here is that this has not got the smooth suspension. This is an off-roader, and therefore some vibration can affect the radio. So this is, as I say, 10-inch. The 2 that have been supplied are both 9-inch screens, but they're fitted inside the frame. So let's have a look at those. So this is the entry-level version. This is the ID range of screens. As you can see, it is custom made and fitted already inside the frame to create a rigid unit. This has the advantage, therefore, that there's going to be no vibration within the unit itself. Okay, this is 9 inches across here, so it feels the frame, but it's all pre-built for you. In this case, it's actually quite a nice satin finish frame that it's fitted in, and this of course just then slots straight in. I've got the wiring loom attached at the moment because I was just playing with it. This has the advantage as well. So the other thing is that in the customization, you can see if you looked at the other installation video that I had to have a whole series of adapters fitted, and they're still in here behind this radio here, to adapt it to the Suzuki frame, the Suzuki wiring loom. This one here is already got the Suzuki connectors on it, so these radios just plug in, making the installation so much simpler. You won't see me doing the crimping. If you watch the other video, I was crimping up connectors and so on to fit them in. This will just plug straight in, so there's going to be no installation here because it's just a very straightforward, just going to plug it straight into the existing Suzuki loom. So I'm going to take out all of the extra wiring that this one is, and that again makes it a much easier and quieter fitment. So this is the ID one. The other one is based on the PX range, and you can see that basically it looks pretty much identical. Again, it is in a custom made frame for these. so you get the full 9 inches of the display. Sorry for the fingerprints all over it, but these are covered in a protective screen, and because I would have to return them if I didn't like them, then we're leaving the protective film on. So they may look slightly hazy when you see them switched on. That's because there's a protective film in place. Again, as you see, this one comes complete. I plugged it in again, but it comes complete with the wiring loom designed to fit into a Suzuki. So that means it is a straight plug and play solution. The advantage of this one is it's got more connectivity. So there's extra connectors available at the back for USB and cameras and etc. The other one will take a camera, but this has got some extra connectors there as well to do all of that. But equally, internally, this one is a MediaTek based processor, and it has got extra sensors. So built into here is a DAB receiver, so you don't need the dongle for DAB. That other radio will need the dongle for DAB, but this one doesn't. It's got DAB radio built in, and it's got things like a gyroscope built in, which means that it'll be able to tell you the inclination of the car and all of that. But that's also fairly useful for navigation and map work when it's running the navigation, because it actually knows a lot more about the direction of the travel of the car and what the car's doing. So it can keep the navigation running when it's lost some GPS signal and things like that. So this one is, in its sense, more sophisticated. But both are very similar. They come out about the same in terms of the processing power. As I say, this is a MediaTek one. That's called a Unisoc processor in there. They've got their differences, but they come out roughly the same in terms of processing power. They're both 4GB memory, which you need. You need more memory. The most memory you can get, you need, because to keep the whole display quite smooth and flowing. And they've both got 64GB of storage for apps and programs. So they're, in that sense, they're pretty much the same. So I'm now going to install it in here. Don't expect an extensive installation, because it's just going to plug in. Okay, that's the whole idea of it. I'm not going to go on about the DAB radio aerial and all that. I've covered that in the other video. Check it out in the link so you can see there, and you can see some of the steps involved in installing it. The only thing that this one doesn't come with are the little clips here, the little red clips that go on here to clip into that panel. But what you do is you just prise them off of the old radio. Here you can see them on the old radio. Just put a little hook underneath them, prise them off and clip them on here. Alternatively, if you haven't got an existing radio, then you can buy them from the Big Jimny store. Again, the link is down below in the description. I can sell you the clips that go around here. So the next stage is to literally put this into the car. So here we are taking the old one out. Just a reminder here of all the wires that go in behind the old one, because of all the adapters and connectors that you have to have. And those adapters and connectors, plus the fascia that sits behind the floating unit, really did add on to the price of the unit anyway. So you're getting better value with units with all the wiring built into one single easy to use connector system. Now I hope you can see that we're down to just a normal set of wires you get inside a Suzuki Jimny, apart from the GPS puck. Of course, I installed that for the last radio, and it's the same one for this one, so I'm just reusing the one that's there rather than fitting the new one that you do get in the kit. And also the microphone lead. You also saw me do that in the last video, and that's still in there. But again, you get one of these in the kit anyway. Everything else is the standard wiring. I've then taken the radio and attached all the standard wiring bits to that. So you've got this multi-purpose loom now. Now you can see that I have covered them in my anti-rattle tape, just in case, to give it the very best chance. So everything's got the anti-rattle tape on it. But again, we've just got the adapters now that connect onto the wiring loom directly. And you can see that I've transferred over the red clips from my existing Suzuki radio. If you've got a Suzuki radio like this one and you're just doing the replacement, you can transfer the clips over. And as I said before, if you haven't got these clips because you've got, say, a Japanese domestic market one, then you can buy them from the link in the description. If you have got a Japanese domestic market one, then you won't have a DAB radio aerial. Now you can either fit one as per my sort of outline that I gave in the last video about how to get hold of the parts and that, so you can fit a proper UK spec DAB radio aerial, or you can use the stick-on one that is inside the kit. But as I said last time round, I'm really not into stick-on aerials that stick on the glass around the car. So now it's just a matter of connecting these cables to those cables and push fitting the radio. And with the wires all connected up, it's just a matter of pushing it into position. As I said, it's got a plastic protective screen on here, which is where all the marks are appearing, not in the screen itself, but in the plastic cover. That is about that. Let's take a look at the units themselves. As I said, I got two of these units on test. This is the premium unit with the gloss surround. As you can see, the front end is a templated kind of layout, so you choose different themes for how you like the layout of the front screen. This one has got a radio built into it, an FM radio, which tunes around, RDS radio, so that it switches around quite nicely. And with all the leads, it plugs straight into the aerial as we saw. This being the premium unit also has a DAB radio built into it, so you don't need any DAB dongles or anything like that. It's actually built into the radio so that you can connect up the DAB aerial and off you go. This premium unit also has a gyroscope in it, meaning that it's got additional information on direction and how the car's moving. This enables it to run a sort of inclinometer. Ambitiously here it's been put in as a racing car. There are different apps that you can get with different sorts of cars in it. You can get an off-road one, we just haven't loaded it. It does have its own built-in navigation, but the key thing we tend to use with these in playing around is either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And that means that we can run things like Waze navigation and so on the through the phone into the unit itself. You can download loads of apps from the App Store, so you can see here all the different apps it's got. Not all of the apps may be functional on each unit because the manufacturer loads a default set and they're not necessarily applicable to each unit. But you've got things like YouTube and all of that you can browse videos with, that sort of thing. It's got the full built-in steering wheel controls, so you can adjust how the steering wheel controls work to meet your own settings that you like. One of the popular apps, and it comes with this installed, is a Talk app, which when combined with an external Bluetooth OBD2 adapter plugged into the car diagnostic port, lets you read engine information and display it on your screen in real time. So this is quite popular and shows you all the different elements of the sort of engine details, and you can program it to do any of the other functions that are available through the CAN bus as well. I mentioned that I bought two units, so James has got this one in, which is the premium unit, but in my car I installed the standard unit. The only real difference between the two units is the standard unit doesn't come with built-in DAB and doesn't come with a built-in gyroscope. So it runs the same version of Android, but they've got different themes in it, so it looks slightly different. I've combined mine with an external DAB receiver, the little dongle receivers via the USB port. So I've actually put a DAB receiver in it just to see how it works. And this provides very much the same function, so I won't go into too much detail on this one because it is very similar to the premium one, apart from the lack of the DAB and the gyroscope units. Well, I hope this video has been useful to you. Having the two loan units was very useful to us. As I said at the beginning, they were loaned to us, but we have also decided that we actually like them so much that we're keeping them. So we have purchased those 2 units. I've got the standard one in my Jimny now, and James has got the premium one in his, and they've already started doing sterling service for us both. We like them very much. We like them so much they're now stocked in the Big Jimny store. So there is a link in the description below to the store where you can go and buy both the standard unit and the premium unit, and also a link to any of the extra accessories such as the dongle are in the description below as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully as well it'll be the last one on radios for a while, but you know, it's been a useful experience to see the different sorts of radios that you can get, and also get our viewpoint on them. So if you did like the video, please like and subscribe, and until the next time, drive carefully, and I'll catch you further down the road.